very surprising and something that is going to amaze you as an entertainment fan, as a movie fan out there. What you should expect in this segment, we are going to talk about, well, let me just get straight into the segment. Okay, what's making the headlines in the entertainment? We see the former, actually that CEO of Discovery, that is David Zaslav, has decided to hire former Disney executive Kevin Mayer. Yes, reason being, like there is a merger between Discovery and Warner Media. Yes, Warner Media Brothers. For those of you who watch movies and you see the Warner Brothers pictures, so these and what? Okay, like Warner Brothers pictures is under Warner Media. So Warner Media and Discovery are planning to merge, and in this incident, the CEO of Discovery decided to hire an executive of Disney to come and give them some consult, to be like a streaming consultant. Yes, this has been seen after, I think it was 3 weeks back, when we saw Disney surpassing Netflix via streams, whereby like the subscribers for Netflix seem to be really growing at a very alarming rate. So I think this has really attracted him to talking about Warner Media. Warner Media is actually owned by a company known as AT&T, that's American Telegraph and Telephone. Yes, so it's one of the big conglomerate companies. It's a multinational company in the USA. Yeah, actually there are two competing giants. That's AT and AT plus Comcast. Yes, Comcast is also that company. So these two guys are coming together. Warner Media being under AT&T, merging with Discovery. So that guy you can see there, David Zaslav, the CEO of the Discovery, decided to hire Kevin Mayer as a streaming consultant. So this is what is happening currently. AT&T company, the company which is owning Warner Media, seems to be a little bit inundated. Yes, it seems to be a little bit inundated, and this has been seen when they really decided to merge. Because one of the benefits when the merger comes in, when Discovery merges with Warner Media, there is going to be some kind of a debt leverage. The debt is going to be leveraged. So because there is, according to analysis, we see that their debt will be as lower than 4.5 billion US dollars. Okay, like the debt burden to be relieved would be less than $4.5 billion, and initially it was $5 billion US dollars. So AT&T seems to be wanting to get that. And yet, according to the research, the financial analysis at the third quarter report of Discovery Plus, its earnings seem to be positive, because at the New York Stock Exchange markets, Discovery's earnings were about 706 million. And this really beat the minds of the analysts, because they expected it to be less by $100 million. So for them, they had estimated 600, but the actual was 700. So it shows you that these people are really performing well, and AT&T are coming into this merger, like trying to merge Discovery with Warner, seems to be something whereby they are going to really benefit. They saw something that, yes, there is a way out here. And maybe another thing I want to pass across is about, Discovery has a streaming site known as Discovery Plus. HBO Max Warner Media has HBO Max, which is their streaming platform. So we expect to see a merger of the subscribers of HBO Max and the subscribers of Disney Plus. So this is going to be increasing revenue. Yes, revenue. These people are really very strategic, like the way they do their things. They look at big deals. Now, for example, because recently, actually, I was going through some news, though I was still trying to get more information before I can air it out, when I saw that the Discovery's earnings actually have increased to a certain rate that is so interesting. But I'm not surprised, because there is a merger that is, actually this merger is expected to conclude mid-2022. Yes, mid-2022. Though the main beneficiary of this merger is going to be AT&T. The one who owns Warner Media. Actually, it's AT&T that initiated that merger to merge Discovery with Warner Media. Now, during the report, the CEO, David Zaslav, the CEO of Discovery, further says that the reason as why they hired this guy, Kevin Mayer, to be the streaming consultant is because they want to be at par with the streaming giants, Netflix. You know, whenever we talk about streaming, you cannot leave out Netflix, trust me, because Netflix seems to be the father of streaming. Let me say that. We can't leave out Netflix. No wonder I had to mention about Netflix. Though still, Disney Plus superseded Netflix in terms of streaming. I think this report came about 3 weeks ago. So he says they want to be at par with the streaming giants Netflix so that they can try to battle right up. You know, it's interesting. It's really interesting that every streamer out there right now is looking at trying to beat Netflix. But Netflix is a very young company, and interestingly, these guys now, for example, like I said, AT&T, one of the top media, service providers to America. It's also an internet service provider, telephone service provider. That's American Telegraph and Telephone. Telegraph, really? Okay, anyway. So that makes it to be like, it keeps me thinking, why can't HBO Max be at the rate of Netflix? Yet they're among the people that are in the system, let me say that. Because AT&T owning Warner Media makes Warner Media own a conglomerate of channels, you know. Quite so many channels, Warner Brothers Pictures, there is, which other channel? I think even CNN. Yes, CNN. So I'm trying to think, though CNN has a private ownership of Teddy Turner, but there is a way they contracted with Warner Brothers. There is a relationship, there is an understanding they have together. So I'm trying to imagine, why can't HBO Max outcompete Netflix? Why do they even have to refer to Netflix as one of the streaming giants? To me, when I look through this, because now we see Comcast, we know Comcast is one of the big, is the second actually. Then AT&T comes first, you know. AT&T owns Warner Media, Comcast, Universal Pictures. And Universal Pictures, Peacock, is not really streaming well. Then I'm trying to think, what could be the secret, you know? Can I say sometimes it's not really about money. It's not that actually you need to be a billionaire CEO to dominate the market. It's what I used to think sometimes. But at some point it still works, because as we are going to look into the stories, you will realize, because I'll bring still the comparison, Comcast, AT&T, because each of them, their studios have a movie that is dominating right there. So to keep that aside, let's get into the top selling movies on the box office. Yesterday, with the interest of time, I didn't talk about them like with an analysis. I just briefly talked about what they are grossing. So the movie which is really making, which is on everyone's mind right now, which never leaves anyone's mind, that's No Time to Die, 007, James Bond. As we know, actually, this movie marks the end of Daniel Craig's reign in the James Bond series. Yes, Daniel Craig, bye-bye, Daniel Craig. I'm going to miss you. Okay, now this movie, coming to the weekend, the last weekend, the movie grossed, it hit $600 million US. And interestingly, this has been as a result of China, the market of China. Chinese really like those Hollywood products, because in China it grossed about 28 million US, and making it the third best grossing movie of the year in the Chinese market. Wow, very interesting. Chinese only, like, it's not only into America's, China is one of America's biggest markets. Not only just commodities, but also movies, entertainment. And it's interesting that when a movie gets a higher rating in China, I've been observing this. I don't know for the movie viewers out there if you've been really so observant. When a movie makes it really big into the Chinese market, in most cases, they don't just play it off just like that. So I know some of us, we were waiting to get those copies on DVD. I know guys are sharp. Some people already got the copies, maybe. But such movies, when they gross big in China, they don't just play them off. Yeah, they don't just play them off. Because I don't know why China. Now, another market where this movie really made it so big, that's the No Time to Die movie, was the market of which this country, UK, the United Kingdom, because actually what they act about is about the MI6, the military intelligence sector 6, you know. so James Bond is a 000 agent, and you know, these whole things, they go this and that. So UK, it grossed 1 million. Yes, 1 million no, 1 million pounds, not million US dollars. They use pounds, no, and they're so proud of their pound sterling. And it has surpassed movies that have been dominating the market for all time, because recently, before No Time to Die came in, there was this movie Titanic. Yes, it was grossing big in the UK. It was one of the most grossing movies in the UK. Then followed by Star Wars. Yes, Star Wars was also one of the movies that were grossing. But No Time to Die seems to be coming to beat them, becoming the third grossing movie of all time in the UK market. Can you imagine? With £1 million. Yes, 1 million? Yes, £1 million grossing, about that money. So, and you can imagine this is a movie that is barely 3 months old, actually, if I may say that. But if it can gross that amount of money, so imagine by the time this year ends, where will it be? I'm thinking, where will the movie be by the end, by the time the year ends, if it's grossing so far 600 million? Because currently, when we hit the weekend, it was what? It was 600 million, but before it was about 550 million. But now it entered the gross, it's grossing big. Now, other markets where this movie has been really making so much money is the market of Germany. Its market share is about 62%, because when you try to convert everything, that brings it to 28 million US dollars. Yes, in Germany it sold 28 million US dollars. Then other markets, we saw France. Yeah, France, it grossed about, it was 18 million US dollars. Yeah, France. Then also Netherlands came in the picture. No, France was 15, Netherlands 18 million US dollars. So you can see that the entire Europe is really buying into this thing. But this is simply because of the storylines they put across. They are really so catchy. I'm trying to imagine up to now why No Time to Die. And actually, research shows it that this is a movie that is meant for the people who are old people. It's not like the sci-fi movies, which attract ages between 18 to 25. And we know that people in those ages, 35, 45, they are the corporate class. And if you want to break through the American market, if you get the corporate class, you have it. So No Time to Die is much more of a corporate class kind of a movie. Then another movie I'm going to, which is grossing really big, like I mean big, is Venom, Let There Be Carnegie. We watched the first Venom. That was, I don't remember the year, but I think it's barely 3 years back. This movie where they talk about something from a foreign planet comes and falls in, and it possesses people. And when it possesses you, you have the power to do whatever it takes. Oh my God. You know, we are going to talk about, at the end of this show, we are going to touch a little bit on where do these people get these ideas to make these movies, these billion-dollar ideas. And I will be sharing with you some little hints as a movie maker. Let's try to wind up through a little bit. Venom is grossing 400 million US dollars, and looks like the markets that have been getting, where it's been selling so much, has been the market of Russia. I don't know why the Russians are so much into this movie. It grossed about 21.8 million US dollars. Then we saw another country where it grossed big was Mexico. Yes, Mexico. Then there was Brazil. Yes, Brazil. It also performed a little bit okay. So those are the top countries where it really did so big. Venom, don't forget that it's a movie by it's a movie by Warner Brothers Pictures. Yes, it's Warner Brothers Pictures. The first one, that is No Time to Die, is MGM and Universal Pictures. So, like I told you, we are going to see how these companies compete. Remember, AT&T owns Warner Brothers Pictures, and Warner Brothers Pictures right now has about 3 movies that are actually on the top 3. Warner Brothers has 2, and Universal Pictures has 1. Those 2, the only one it has is the top. Warner Media has 2, But still, like I was saying, Universal Pictures owned by Comcast and Warner Brothers Pictures owned by AT&T. So you can see that these are companies, they are competing. So as for you, you're watching these movies, for you may think maybe, for us actually, we could be thinking, oh, it's just the movie directors competing, but not really. The competition is from the top CEOs trying to prove that I can do better than you. And that has really provided a competitive market, yes, competitive market, competitive movie market into the American market. That's why you see these people are grossing really big to the international standards. And surprisingly, most of the people that watch these movies are not really Americans per se. These are people from, because this man I'm talking about, this streaming 600 million and 400 million for the both two movies so far. These are just box office sales. We have not talked about streaming yet, so think about how much more can they get when they add streaming also. Oh, a lot of money, a lot of money. So putting Venom aside, the third movie that is really making money, that is Dune. Yes, that reminds me of my boy actor right there, the young boy, 25 years of age, very vibrant man. That is Timothy Chalamet. Yes, you know, this guy has really made these guys proud because recently we saw him making a double header. That was 2 weeks back, whereby he had two movies grossing on the box office. Right now, he has Dune on the top 3, but he's also featuring in another movie called French Dispatch. Yes, French Dispatch. It's also one of the movies that are making it right big on the box office. But it's all because the directors, because Dune is a combination of Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary Pictures. So the CEO of Legendary Pictures, what's her name? The name Mary. Was it? No, not really Mary. Just skipped my mind, sorry. But she came up to say, oh, that this guy has really made us proud, you know. Timothy Chalamet, sorry. You know, Chappelle confuses me with Dave Chappelle, that Netflix guy. So this is Timothy Chalamet, yes. Reminds me of this guy called Daniel Radcliffe, the Harry Potter guy. Yeah, though right now he's old, but this guy started taking roles in the Harry Potter series at a very young age. So he came out on, now we see Timothy Chalamet coming on that movie called The Dune. Dune is just a movie, it's a sci-fi movie actually, about a guy who's taken to a far planet, and that planet there are these people that are they're like villains of that sort coming to take over the planet. Dune is grossing $200 million US, and we expect it to increase more. It's coming number 3rd, and these are just box office sales. So we were talking about thinking of how these people really make these movies. They come up with these ideas, and they are really making billions of money. One secret I will tell you, it's about to a movie maker, a Ugandan movie maker out there, is that these people do research concerning, like, read books. Because I was surprised one day to realize that Thor is a god. We've watched movies, Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans. The Titans actually existed. This is Greek mythology. For those of you who have gotten a chance to study Greek mythology. But now, see how a Hollywood director can use Greek mythology to make a blockbuster. But that's money. That's not money. Knowledge is money, you know. Thor is a god. Thor is a god of the Scandinavian region. The Scandinavian that covers Norway, Sweden. Which other countries? Those are the ones I can remember. That was geography back then in form. Anyway, so that's the thing. Egypt. You've watched a movie called The Gods of Egypt. Yes. Now, the directors, they go so hard. They do research about these movies, you know. Not these movies. They research this content. Yes. So, for example, they can get something from the from the ancient Egyptian mythology. They talk about the pharaohs. They talk about, oh my God, so many things, and they come up with these amazing things. What they put on script, you know. We've watched. Which other god have I left out? Yes, Wonder Woman. When you watch the movie, it shows you that actually the person who wrote the movie could have accessed some Egyptian text about the goddess called Osiris. So I'm trying to give you ideas as a movie maker. These movies we watch, Spider-Man, Superman, all these are DC Comics, you know. These are books that were written, though actually currently, to make matters a little bit worse, when these people, when the directors come and write these scripts, sadly they don't give reference to the writers. So it's like they own these stories, so they try in a way to own the characters. So, and recently the writers of the books had filed some copyright claims and stuff. So we don't know how far that went, but we shall be getting back to you concerning that. We shall be giving you more information on this very segment. Now, for Ugandan movie maker, you could be asking yourself, now, for me, what am I going to write about? Don't we have also mythologies in our cultures? I mean, we started about the Bachwezi. Hey, so imagine you come up and write about the gods of Buganda. I mean, something very nice. You can make it's like you're selling the culture, because what these people are doing, they are selling their culture to the world and they're making money out of just that. And when you want to access culture, it takes for you to go and get some knowledge about these things and become really, I was thinking, you know, that ideas whereby all we need is to get the nice videography, the nice characters, then you make a story of Chintu. And Steven Spielberg sits and sees Chintu. He asks, who is Chintu? Hey, Chintu is our guy. You see how you're attracting even other foreign people to come and love. Well, that's it for now. We shall expound on these topics more at this very point. Coming up next is sports business. Sonko will be right back to take you through the sports business. Keep it SMB. Bye-bye for now.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
On to sports business, and welcome on board. And clearly, let's kick start off from there. Yes, it is high time we get into the world of sports business, talking about business in the world of sports, and to see what is happening from there in one way or the other. Let's kick start off from the World Beach Soccer Body that has invited Uganda's Mutambazi. Uganda's Mutabazi for 2022 season launch in Dubai. Now, in Dubai, Deo Mutabazi is expected to attend a high-level beach soccer workshop, the launch of the beach soccer season 2022 at the Dubai Sports Council Amphitheatre, and grace the Beach Soccer Stars Global Awards. Beach Soccer Worldwide and the Global Beach Soccer Body, whose headquarters are in Barcelona, Spain, has invited the chairman of Uganda Beach Series of the chairman of Uganda Beach Soccer Association, UBSA, Deo Gracious Mutabazi, to attend a series of annual beach soccer events in Dubai. The events are set to take place this weekend on Saturday, 6th November 2021, as Mutabazi doubles as the first ever vice president of the continental body of the African Beach Soccer Union, whose headquarters are in Abuja, Nigeria. He's also expected to attend a high-level beach soccer workshop, the launch of the beach soccer season 2022 at the Dubai Sports Council Amphitheatre, and grace the Beach Soccer Stars Global Awards. The invitation was signed by the president of Beach Soccer Worldwide, Joan Cusco, and is a big opportunity for the game in Uganda and Africa in general in terms of beach soccer, its development, as well as giving a platform for most probably all those taking part in the beach soccer. The beach soccer season launch includes detailed debate on the amendments in the law of the game, as well as the prestigious Intercontinental Beach Soccer Tournament at Kite Beach in Dubai. Uganda Sun Cranes star Emmanuel Alex Waswa was shortlisted among the best 100 beach soccer players in the world. Federation of Uganda Football Associations, FUFA, is credited for supporting and developing the game of beach soccer in Uganda. In the latest global beach soccer rankings, Uganda performed very well and jumped from 8th position globally to 37th. On the African continent, Uganda and Sun Cranes improved from 6th to 6th from 13th. Now, on the African continent, Uganda Sun Cranes is ranked 6th in overall as the best playing team in terms of the Sand Beach Soccer or Sand Beach Football. Beach soccer remains one of the fastest growing sports in Uganda. And if you could look at the growth at the players, the activities that are happening, yes, it is one of those. And the president was now invited to the launch of a workshop in 2022, ahead of the 2022 season in Dubai. Yes, and we hope this is going to be of help to our beach soccer in Uganda, and also helping all those that are taking part in the beach soccer tournament in Uganda. Okay, away from that, let's move on to the next story. Sports business is what we are talking about now. Olympics boosts discovery of the Olympic boasts this discovery of $3.15 billion in a quarter. The discovery recorded a 23% year-over-year increase in revenue to $3.15 billion. The company's net income fell by $144 million. The discovery reported a 23% 23% year-over-year increase in revenue to a $3.15 billion and a total of 20 million paying subscribers in Wednesday's third quarter earnings report. The 3 million subscribers added in the quarter were largely due to Discovery's broadcasting of the Tokyo Olympics in Europe. It has a $1.5 billion deal for European rights to the 2018 to 2024 Olympic Games. The company said it reached over 372 million people in Europe across TV and digital platforms and delivered 1.3 billion minutes of Olympics content on its streaming services during the Summer Games. The US advertising and distribution revenue increased a respective 5% and 21% during the quarter, while international and distribution revenue rose by 28% and 7%. Expenses from the Olympics and streaming growth offset the successes. If you look at the platform's year-over-year earnings fell to $156 million in quarter three, down from $300 million in quarter three still. Discovery's linear subscribers dropped 8% year-over-year, partially due to the sale of its Great American Country network. So we're looking at the money in the Olympics here. US operating expenses increased by 26% to $895 US, and that is 895 million US dollars. Whew, that's a very huge amount of money. Those are trillions of shillings here. And international operating expenses skyrocketed to $1.27 billion, up to 77%. The broadcaster has a merger pending with AT and TS Warner Media. The combined company is expected to have $52 billion in revenue next year. Okay, sticking around with Olympics, let's head to the United States. NBA is where our eyes are glued at. The National Basketball Association, NBA. Now, Durant's $200 million SPAC will focus on sports acquisition. Kevin Durant has launched an Infinite Acquisition Corp, a blank check company, and the SPAC filed for a $200 million initial public offer yesterday, just like MTN Note, the IPO. And this time around, the SPAC filed for a $200 million IPO yesterday. NBA star Kevin Durant launched Infinite Acquisition Corp, a blank check company that filed for a $200 million initial public offering on Wednesday. The SPAC will sell 20 million shares at $10 a piece and has pledged to redeem 100% of the shares for cash if it fails to acquire a company to take public within 18 months of its IPO. If Infinite adds to Durant's growing list of investments in sports and tech. As in March, he invested in Adbox, an esports organization and team operator. He took part in a $3.5 million seed funding round for Just Women in Sports in May. He participated in a Series B round in July for OpenSea, an auction platform for NFTs. He joined in a $15 million round for collections trading app, which is Rally in October. The same month, he was part of a group that invested $100 million in a SeatGeek. The two-time NBA champion is set to earn $87.9 million in 2021 to the 2022 season between his $40.9 million salary and an estimated $47 million from off-court ventures. Look at the money here. Kevin Durant, one of the finest basketballers to grace the game. If you were to look at how much he's going to be earning, away from the $40.9 million he's going to earn throughout the season from salary, look at an estimated $47 million off from the off-court ventures, which include endorsements, ambassadorial deals, and what have you. All that is the money that comes in to sport. And also, Kevin Durant is going to be earning $87.9 million from this particular partnership. Damn, that is too much money for one individual. And to make sure you actually say yes, sport is making money. If you look at some of the sports sectors that are bringing in a lot of revenue in the world, you can never go short of NBA. Basketball is paying in the US greatly paying. I think if you look at basketball as well as the American football, look at the Super Bowl. It makes a lot of money. On the final of the Super Bowl, it also makes a lot of money. So now look at basketball. It is also generating in a lot of revenue for those taking part in that sector. So you can see, every time I look at sports activities on the international scene, I still look back to Uganda and ask myself what really happened, what went wrong from the sponsorship. Look at the fields of play, look at the facilitation that these people put in order to generate all this income. And at the end of the day, we as Ugandans expect that we are going to get something out of it. But without inputting, trust me, we're not going to get anywhere near the generation of the Americans. Let's look at people in Europe, because if you're to look at sports segments, if you want to look at sports in terms of football, we focus on the European continent. Their marketing, their setting, their facility is way beyond even those even the people in South American continent. But when it comes to basketball, tennis, look at golf. When you look at the US, they are putting in a lot and people are getting too much out of it. Boxing, when it comes to sports activity and money, when it comes to money, that is one of the reasons as to why even the Federation of International Football Association, FIFA, wants to actually remove some of its headquarters and get some of its offices to the United States, because there is a lot of money there. The marketing there is quite different and phenomenal. And away from that, meanwhile, still with that, let's get to Unai Emery. Premier League football, English Premier League, La Liga. Unai Emery was a former Arsenal coach, but this time around he has actually turned down Newcastle United. Unai Emery has rejected the chance to become Newcastle United's manager and will choose to stay at Villarreal. Reports have actually been having it that Unai Emery would be making his way to Newcastle in a period of just a few days to come, because Newcastle was actually looking for a main coach. They were looking for Eddie Howe, and Unai Emery were the favourites to win this, as Unai Emery was actually being linked to Newcastle. But this time around, he has chosen to stay at Villarreal, as reports are coming in. Unai Emery has told Villarreal club president Fernando Ruiz that he is going to turn down Newcastle United's offer, according to Spanish journalist Conrado Valle. Fernando, I'm staying, is what Emery said to Roig after Villarreal's 2-0 win over Young Boys in the Champions League. After the win on Tuesday night, Emery left many Villarreal fans thinking that he could be on his way out of the La Liga club to make his way back to the English Premier League. There has been interest, but he has actually spent the whole day thinking about the game, and there is no offer. And according to Emery, he's very focused on Villarreal. If there is any offer, he would speak to the president, or in order to actually say that yes, it is time for him to leave. Emery has been the favourite to take over at St James's Park. However, it now appears that he will stay in charge of the Europa League winners, as the former Sevilla boss, who turns 50 today, has a contract at La Ceramica until June 2023. That is La Ceramica, the official Spanish name for Villarreal. So Unai Emery was a former Arsenal coach. He came through after Arsene Wenger's stint with the Gunners came to an end. Unai Emery came through for the Gunners. His stay at Arsenal was not a good one. But he had actually built a solid team, stayed at the Gunners for 1.5 seasons before he was actually fired. He was a man who has coached some of the big teams as well, coached PSG, and he actually helped out PSG in winning league titles, as well as the French Cup, as well as actually reaching some stages of the Champions League. And I think one of the games that cost his job in PSG was when he actually failed to lead PSG when Barcelona actually came from behind after PSG had won 4-0 at the Parc des Princes. But when they traveled to the Camp Nou, they actually lost 6-1 in what the Barcelona fans refer to as the La Matonde, if my Spanish is that right, or making a mistake somewhere or the other. But that was a remarkable comeback, and I think it's one of the favorable. If you look at those comebacks in Champions League football, is one of the Liverpool at Anfield, when Liverpool was actually coming back to win against Barcelona. There is Barcelona winning at Camp Nou 6-1 against PSG, and also Liverpool coming from behind to win the UEFA Champions League title in 2005 when they were taking on AC Milan after going out 3-0 at halftime. So those are some of the remarkable comebacks in the UEFA Champions League. And away from that, Unai Emery coming to the Gunners, to Arsenal, he faced some of the challenges, and one of which was language barrier, because he was always being mocked for saying good evening instead of good evening. And every press conference he would make, he would say good evening. So he had a challenge with the language. But I think with Villarreal, he's back home, Spanish, and he says he's still with Villarreal, though I'm telling you, it won't be a shocker when he's in the hands of Newcastle, maybe in the summer, because these people have the money. And once people are putting in the money on the table, you cannot neglect the money. And with a team like Newcastle, which is promising, because the money is there, you can buy the players that you want, and you build your team that can actually compete favorably for a title. I think Unai Emery will still reconsider a move back to the Premier League, just like Antonio Conte considered a move back to the Premier League with Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, speaking of managers, Xavi Hernandez, a former FC Barcelona legend, winning trophies in La Liga, legend, captain, one of the best midfielders to ever grace the game. Xavi has given green light to leave Al Sadd to join FC Barcelona. Now, Barcelona are getting closer to appointing Xavi as the club's next manager, according to Catalan outlet Mundo Deportivo. The former Barcelona player met with his current club Al Sadd on Thursday to negotiate his departure, and the meeting was very positive. Al Sadd will not make it difficult for the 41-year-old coach to leave, despite the fact that he renewed his current deal in the summer until 2023. Mundo Deportivo reported that the Qatari outfit will let him leave on one condition, that he stays on to manage their next 2 games. The report added that after Xavi's meeting with Al Sadd's directors, the Qatari club are now waiting for a formal call from Barca to finalize the terms of his departure. As a player at Al Sadd, if you look at the situation here, Al Sadd will not make it difficult for him. Now, if he stays, that is after he stays to manage the next 2 games. The report added that after Xavi's meeting with Al Sadd's director, the Qatari club are now waiting for a formal call from Barca to finalize the terms of his departure. As a player at Barca, Xavi won 4 titles in 4 years, and as a coach, he has won 7 in first 2 seasons in charge. Well, rather, as a player at Al Sadd, yes, Xavi won 4 titles when he left Barcelona and joined Al Sadd in Qatar. He won 4 titles, and as a coach, he has won 7 in his first 2 seasons in charge. Xavi has accumulated net worth of roughly 35 million, which is roughly 30 million pounds. This wealth has been accumulated primarily through his playing days at Barcelona and Al Sadd, as well as his managerial role now at Qatar Stars League side. The ex-Spain international earned annual salary of 10 million euros, which is 8.5 million pounds, when he was playing for Al Sadd as a player, according to AS, which is likely to have risen since taking on coaching and managerial duties. Xavi has dabbed in numerous endorsement deals throughout his playing career and now managerial career. So he's actually making installments. He was one of the legends for Spain, even in the triumphant back-to-back Euros, when Spain actually won the Euros in 2008, when they defeated Germany, then in 2012, when they actually defeated Italy 4-1, and also that triumphant victory in South Africa when Spain won the World Cup. Xavi was also part of that winning team. He was then the brand ambassador of Audi Qatar, the Qatari division of the German car manufacturer. The decorated ex-Barcelona superstar also maintains a sponsorship deal with Adidas, previously starring in numerous adverts with the likes of Messi, Luis Suarez, and Robin van Persie. So Xavi Hernandez is actually being looked at as the favorite to take over at Barcelona. All chances are open to Xavi, it being, or if you look at the success he's made in his managerial role, and also look at what his philosophy, because according to his coaching technique, it brings back the memories of Barcelona, or brings back the Johan Cruyff situations. It brings back the days of Pep Guardiola, Frank Rijkaard. I think most probably Pep Guardiola, Luis Enrique, as well as if you're to throw back to Johan Cruyff. So Xavi brings back all those memories because of the techniques and the quality he possesses with his team. And it won't be a surprise when you hear that he's the next coach for FC Barcelona. Okay, now let's look at the UEFA Champions League matches and how different teams fared over match day 4 of the 6th. That was on Wednesday night football. Okay, let's start off from RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig and PSG shared the spoils in a 2-2 draw. That was a 10-man RB Leipzig. PSG without Lionel Messi actually made it out with a 2-2 draw against RB Leipzig. Liverpool won 2-0 against Atletico de Madrid at home at Anfield. Manchester City passed 4 goals past Club Brugge, as PSG was showing were actually sharing the spoils with RB Leipzig in Germany. Sheriff lost 3-1 to Inter Milan. Dortmund lost at home to Ajax Amsterdam 3-1, and yet in the first leg they also lost still. Sporting Lisbon won 4 goals against 10-man Besiktas. As AC Milan officially won't be making it out of the group after a 1-1 draw with FC Porto. Real Madrid, that was Tuesday. The first match was Real Madrid winning 2 goals against Shakhtar Donetsk. And as we are winding up, let's look at the standings of these ones. Group A, Man City is back on top with 9 points, as PSG is in second position with 8 points. Club Brugge is in third with 4 points. If you look at Group B, Liverpool is leading it. This was actually named as one of the groups of death. Liverpool is leading with 12 points, as Porto comes in with 5 points, and Atletico Madrid are struggling. They have 4 points in the group. Group C has Ajax with 12 points. Dortmund has 6 points, and Dortmund has to up its game because Sporting is actually in third place with 6 points as well. Group D, Real Madrid is back on top with 9 points. Inter with 7, and Sheriff has 6, as Shakhtar Donetsk has 1 point at the bottom. Group E, Bayern Munich having 12 points, as Barcelona has 6. Benfica has 4, and Dynamo Kiev has 1. Group F has Manchester United on top with 7. Villarreal with 7, Atalanta with 5, Young Boys with 3. The 3 points that they got from Manchester United, but the other matches they've actually been losing. Group H has Juventus. This is the last group out of the 8. Juventus having 12 points. Chelsea coming in number 2 with 9 points. Zenit Petersburg coming in number 3 with 3 points. Malmo has no point at the bottom of the table. Away from that, it is high time. We would say Sports Business is taking a break for now. We'll be back tomorrow with more of the sporting world in regards to sports. And Antonio Conte is slated to take action tonight, Thursday night football, UEFA Nation or Conference League with Tottenham Hotspur. Will he record his first win? We're yet to establish that. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko. We'll be back with an interview.
Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.